Yeah, guys, day one of using the MPC sample, and I'm gonna try not to waffle, so I'll go straight into it. I'm not gonna cut this up and edit. This is a real-time video, so just watch the video. Forget all this fancy clip editing stuff. I'm just gonna talk from the heart. So, like my initial impressions are, yeah, it's a fun device. It's certainly very limited compared to what I'm used to for music production, which is basically beatmaker free. Yeah, I was using Ableton Live a lot, but for most of my productions for a long time really, I've been doing it on the iPad, and for more serious stuff it's been live. But I switched back to using beatmaker free because it's just freaking good, and actually, like, I really like using it a lot. The built-in effects are brilliant. You have access to loads of AUVs. It's just so freaking easy to use and highly capable. Even though it's people calling it abandonware, I don't think so. It's still, yeah. I mean, it was our last update 1.5 years ago, and I think it's a really awesome sequencer and beat making device, whatever, on the iPad. It's just a brilliant app, and you can just do everything you want to do in it. It's just awesome. Um, this is very limited by comparison. It is fun. There's a lot of things that are missing, but I think that's by design. Really, let's be honest. It's so that Akai can keep you in the ecosystem. What really makes this fun, I guess, is the finger drumming element that you're not going to get on an iPad. It's a faff. If you want to take an iPad with you, you can't hear anything. It's not, well, maybe you can. No. Um, oh gosh. It's, by the way, this signal. Oh, I got it loud actually. This signal, I put some pads on it. It's, yeah, I think it's fine. I'm doing. Oh gosh, it's loud. Yeah, I was just doing some ambient type stuff. I just thought, yeah, you can do the traditional hip hop stuff on this thing, and boom bap, and I'll be experimenting doing stuff like that. And of course, having the pads like this is dope because you can basically practice your finger drumming, which is really a great thing. Of course, it's just fun. Um, but for me, like, the lack of effects is a problem. It doesn't make it it doesn't make it a incomplete device in the same way. So I think you have to work around that. This for me, using this device is about like having a load of samples with all sorts of different timbres and effects and the like, and quality of samples just add signs, because you can't do it in the box. You have to have a lot of options to work with, really. But obviously, yeah, I mean, I think if you've got all sorts of loads of different samples, then that's good. I'm not too sure what the real time aspects are, whether you can actually real time adjust things like the tuning in real time and the filter, and if that can be recorded over MIDI like CC and all that. I hope it can. That'd be pretty fun because obviously you've got these knobs on the front. Let's turn the volume up. Oh, I should set it well. I'm not demonstrating it well, but anyway, sort it. But yeah, if you can do those kind of things, that'd be pretty sweet. I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, it's a fun device, and just getting your head around the pads is a bit of a headache because it is chromatic. But as I say, because it's just quite different in terms of what you're used to for modern sequencing, and I've been making music for a long time, but I've been doing it a lot really on the iPad for the past, probably the past 15 years plus. Since when the iPad came out originally, I got a Beatmaker 2, and I was using Live before that. And before that, I was using Cubase um, on the PC, and before that, it was on the Atari. So, but yeah, the lack of LFOs, lack of effects, the sample rate, I guess, is a standard sample rate. If you could have different sample rates, that would be pretty fun because then obviously you get the width of those bit crushed samples. It is what it is, I think they're not going to give you everything because they want you to buy the bigger products like the Live 3. But this is very, very portable, which is actually a damn good thing because it is tiny and it weighs. It's got a nice little weight to it. It doesn't feel like a piece of, it doesn't feel hollow. It doesn't definitely feel hollow like a controller. So you can tell there's definitely stuff inside this thing. It's got a reasonable weight to it, but it's not going to break your arm or anything like that. And it's got a nice little display screen. So it's fun. It's a fun thing to play with. And I think, as I say, because of its limitations, which is really the key thing that you've got to bear in mind, because of its limitations, I think it will force you to say, well, what else can I do? What else can I experiment with that I wouldn't do normally? Because I'm like, well, I don't have all the other things that I would rely on normally in terms of workflow, and also just effects and a whole other stuff which is quite intuitive. So you're going to be like, okay, well, let's try some different stuff. And so that's really where it's at, because already your mind starts to think about what you can do that's different on this device. It does have a USB-C. Oh, where the hell is it? It's the back, so you can plug in crap on it. This is a terrible video. Yeah, it's there. So you can plug in. Oops. You can plug in another, like, um, VST. Not VST. You can plug in like just an external synth from a phone or something and control that, and that's really damn handy because if you're working on something and you want to have it in a certain way, maybe certain effects or certain sounds or whatever. Again, that's really handy. It's quick to handle, but yeah, as it stands, standalone on its device, on its own, it's a very nice, fun sampling device, and you just have to be creative with it. Do Would I advise someone to buy it? You know what? That's up to you, really. I mean, obviously, I bought it, so I'm biased. And I did buy it really more because I just thought, well, it's a hands-on device, and you've got the finger drumming element, which is going to be good to practice, which is really hard to do, if I'm honest. It's not hard, but it's more challenging, let's say, on an iPad. Your fingers are going to slip a fair bit, and that's really it. It's a fun device. At the end of the day, you got to get your head around the workflow. You got to be understanding it, and yeah, it's certainly for me. I'm using an iPad. It's a much slower workflow. But I believe using this will you'll just try different stuff that you wouldn't do normally with your other devices because you're like, that's what it's going to force you to do. So that's my conclusion. Yes, it's limited, but we'll see what comes out of it. Would I advise you guys to buy it? It's up to you. It's up to you. I wouldn't say yay or nay, really. You don't, do you, yeah. Anyway, that's my video. Waffled enough. That's my little video on the Akai MPC sample. And I know you guys like these videos, so stay tuned for more. What up?